Hi, this is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle, and time to kind of do a little bit of a preview in terms of some of the reels that have come into my shop. Specifically, one gentleman, Fielding, dropped these off the other day. Fielding comes from Connecticut, and his dad has a charter service and I believe a bait shop up there. I guess he services some and some he doesn't, and Fielding was on his way down towards the Atlantic City area. I think New Gretna, if I remember correctly, and he thought it was an opportunity to, quote, drop off a few reels. Now, when I get a call that says I'd like to drop off a few reels, my definition of few is probably different from some others, but at any rate, he's got me gainfully employed for a while, and the good news is he doesn't need these until later in the year. So we'll be able to work these in with some of the others, but I did want to show you Fielding's reels. We'll talk a little bit about them. We'll try and figure out what some of the things are, if there's issues with them, talk about which ones are planned as previews for the videos, and if you'd like to see one that I haven't done, well, please leave it in the comment section. I'll try to work it in as I can. So most of these, a lot of these are Penn reels. Let's start with this one. I just worked on one of these. This is a Penn Spinfisher Live Liner. It's missing the main gear from what I can see. I'm looking inside there. There's nothing in the body here. But, you know, it's one of those caverns, right? Hello down there kind of a thing. So I'm not sure what we can do with this, if we can do anything with this. But we'll try and take it apart and see what's going on there. Well, here's its brother, the 4500 Live Liner. This one appears to be fully intact. And this one isn't tripping, but I have to look and see if that's a manual trip or not. All right, well, we also have a high-speed Penn Jigmaster. This would be the 505, 506. And this one clearly needs bearings. So we'll see what we can do with that. Fielding had mentioned if I can put them apart, please go ahead and do that. So we'll do our best there. Here's another one. It's another 506. These have been used heavily, and I would probably believe that these have been part of the charter boat fleet. And well, that doesn't sound good, does it? There's something going on in there. We'll figure it out, but that's never a good sign. What that sometimes is suggesting is that the pinion gear is not engaging properly with the reel, and well, it's probably got a better chance of engaging than no gear at all. But so those are a couple, but we got a whole box of these. We have, I would say, quite a few rather than a few. Let's go ahead and bring these up here. Talk a little bit about this bunch. So here's the Penn Baja Special, one of my absolute favorite in the center of the line. These things, when they are running right, can't be stopped. They are absolute beauties. And you can see how that's spinning, even though it's got a lot of salt and corrosion and everything else on it. That thing will run all day like that. One of the best darn reels, in my opinion, that Penn ever made. And of course, it's a made in the USA version. It's the Baja Special. Looks like we got two of them. So this one has got an aluminum frame. I guess they both have aluminum frames on them. This one has got a silver frame on it, and I believe this is also, well, this is not the Special. This is the 113, as opposed to the Baja Special. But again, another beauty. This one has got the harness lugs ground down. So where you have the harness lugs on this one, somebody took a Dremel tool or something to this one to just kind of grind them off. And I guess what we're going to see is most of these are going to be Baja Specials. Here's another one. And in this case, again, you can see that they've kind of done that. And, well, to each their own. Well, we got a whole pile of these. We'll do one. Why not? They look straightforward. They seem to be working, which is always a good idea. Well, this one's got an interesting one because not only does it have the lugs locked out, but it's also got a brake on the free spool lever. Not sure what is causing that. That's always kind of an interesting thing. It's kind of hard to rip one of these off. You do have a screw and a lever going into an eccentric. That eccentric is the little copper piece. Let's see if we can find one for you. So this isn't the one for that reel, but it's a little brass piece. It's an eccentric, it's offset, and it's spring driven. You can see a little hole here that'll hold the spring. When you flip the lever, that little stud is going to move in and out. That's either going to pull the yoke up to allow it to disengage, or it's going to drop the yoke down so that you can go into free spool. So that's an eccentric, and the eccentric lever in this case appears to be broken off. So, not sure how that is, but I'm sure that it won't be the reason why this reel stops fishing. I'm guessing that that's just the stud of the screw. I can see the lever or the eccentric behind it. I'm not sure if that was frozen or just snapped. It's kind of an unusual one. We'll see. And actually, interestingly enough, here's a Jigmaster side plate that came along in the box, and here's the setup for that eccentric. So as I was explaining, this would be in the engage mode where it's down, and when you come up, that would disengage, right? And in this case, the spring is not set properly. That spring belongs in this little turn here. And I've done a couple of videos showing you how that spring loads. But essentially what you have to do is you have to take the lever off. You have to move the eccentric up so that you can get the arm or the leg of the spring into this valley. And then you can rotate this so that it compresses the spring. Well, maybe that's there for this. I'm not sure. Again, another high-speed Jigmaster. This one's tied on with the line, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to move that. But the 506s are legendary. What's the difference between the 506 and the 500 Jigmaster? It's the ball bearings in each side. So that enables them to spin a whole lot more freely. And boy, they'll spin all day. And here's another one we're missing a side plate screw to. But let's see if we can show you on this one. Yeah, so even heavily corroded, and you can see all fished up here and all kinds of corrosion on it, but the bearings are still operating like a champ, right? They're running well. We got a reel in the bag projects too while we're at it, and this, I'm not quite sure what this is, and I'm not going to open the bag at this point. It appears to be another 506 Jigmaster. And, well, maybe that's the one we do as a project reel to show you. And then finally, I got a big old one here, and I know a lot of folks like to see these. This is the Penn International. It's the 50S, I think. Yeah, 50S. I think it's a single-speed reel. This is an older one, but that doesn't mean it can't go fishing. And it's in max drag, and nothing's happening there. That's kind of curious. Sometimes you can adjust. You should be adjusting in free all the time. Let's see what happens. Okay, now there's something going on here that's not very good. But we'll find out what it is, and we will try to make that work according to plan. We'll see if we can do this one as a project. I'm a little bit concerned here. I'm noticing that the screws, this is a replacement screw. This one is heavily salted in and butterflied from the effort there. I just hope we can get this case off. Same thing here. These screws are very, very salted in and overworked. So the whole issue in terms of whether we're going to be able to do that or not all depends on whether we can get the screws out of the case. So we have lots of Baja specials. We have an international large reel. We have a group of 506 Jigmasters. So let's say this. Let's do one of the Baja specials, one of the 506 Jigmasters. See what's going on with those bait casting or bait feeders, spin fishers, and try to do the international as well. So if you'd like to see something else, I mean, that sounds like that's everything that's in these boxes. But if you'd like to see something else, or you have a particular comment on any of these reels, just leave it in the comment section. I'll be happy to try and respond to you. And we'll see what we can do to get these back to Fielding in time so that it's time for him to load up the charter boat again in the spring and get out there and take these fishing and give them a second chance. So if you like these kinds of videos, please subscribe to my channel. I appreciate all of the subscribers. Welcome new ones. If you like the Art of Reel Repair, if you like to see how things are tuned up in that, this is a great channel for you. To our first responders and essential personnel, thank you for everything it is that you do to keep us safe And to everyone, please stay safe, stay well, and stay watching. This is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle. Have a great day.